Hey friends, we're here today to talk about what you're going to find if you check out Port Orford Public Library's new Draw a Story Comic Creator MakerBook Kit, MakerBox Kit. This is a kit that you can check out for a 2-week checkout period, and you have to bring back all the things that are marked that belong to the library, which you will see a list of in this handy dandy packet, which also tells you a lot about how to push your art, make your art even more exciting than it's ever been. There's a lot to learn about making comics. Those of you who read graphic novels in the library, you get some at home, you know that it's really an art form. And telling your story with words and pictures is something that artists work all their lives to learn how to do. We've got, in addition to our collection of graphic novels, we've got a lot of great books that talk about how to make your own comic art. This is just some of them over here. So you might come and check out some of these when you come into the library next time too. So back to our MakerBox Kit. What you're going to find in here, you'll get a pouch with all these really great art supplies. And we've got really nice quality artist drawing pens. We've got a super good eraser. This is the best kind. Colored pencils. We've even got colored pencils that come in all different skin colors because people come in all different skin colors. We've got all those. We've got a super cool set of artist markers that if you want to make colored comics, you can see how great these are because they have all different shades. They have 2 tips on each marker, and each one from all this, you can make pretty much any color in the rainbow out of this set. One thing I want to remind you is to please replace the cap on each marker right after you use it. Not after you finish your whole project, but right after you finish with that color, click it back on real tight so that it stays fresh, so that we can use these for a long time. We've got that in there, and because every artist needs a drawing board, this comes with a drawing board for you to use. On the drawing board right now, I have some comics that I've started doing. I would have started first on my scratch paper. I don't have that here to show you, but scratch paper is good because you can do a really rough sketch. Our early sketches we call thumbnail sketches because we just do little sketches, maybe a little bigger than our thumbnail, but pretty small. Small rough sketches to get our ideas going. Once we've got our ideas a little bit more firmed up, we're going to draw them on our templates. This one here is an artist trading card. I know some of you trade Pokemon cards, which is really fun, but making your own is even better because this is original and you and your friends can trade whatever you've put on your trading cards. Here's a comic strip template. You can use all different shapes to create the frames or the panels where the action in your story is going to happen. So once you've got the story going, you know what it's going to be about, you know who's in it, how it's going to begin, what's going to happen in the middle, and what's going to happen at the end, then you can start filling it in on one of these kind of comic strip templates, or, better yet, how about in your very own comic book? You can make a graphic novel out of this, or you can make a bunch of little chapters that just have comic strips in it. You can do it any way you want because it's your book. So for today, I just started a little sketch to give you some idea of the process that you'd be going through to do your own thing. So as you can see, I did my little rough sketches here. So when I start going over my pencil lines in with the pen, I'm going to notice that there's a couple of these pens and they have different numbers on them. The bigger the number, that means it's a thicker point. So if you want a skinny line in a small place, I'm going to use the skinny one, which is 005. It's like a decimal point, except it doesn't have the point. It's a very tiny one. The 08 is a bigger one. You can remember it too because 8 is bigger than 5. So I'm going to go with a big one for now. And what I want to do is outline. I'm making a trading card for our new library kitty cat. She doesn't have a name yet, But she likes to read. She's reading a book called Cattails. I'm going to do the words first because I want to make sure that there's enough room for the words and that we can read them. So I'm going to do them really carefully. I'm making all capital letters because sometimes that's easier to read if you're doing a comic. If you look at different comic strips and graphic novels, you see a lot of them do have all capital letters, even though that's not the way we usually write. So, Cattails is the name of this book that our kitty is reading. I'm making kind of double line letters so that they really stand out. And you can see I didn't really go over my pencil lines exactly. I'm not worried about that because I can change things with the pen, then I'll go back with my eraser and fix it all up. I want this kitty cat's eyes to be really big because our kitty cat at the library has really big eyes. I'm going to go round and round. And she's going to look a little bit surprised, so I'm going to put that right in the middle there. Your comic characters, just like people, characters in real life, always have lots of different feelings as their story happens. So you can make different expressions on their face to show the different feelings. And the papers that come in this packet will show you something about that too. There's Kitty. She needs her nose. I'm not sure if I'll put her mouth. Maybe she has a little mouth. She's a little surprised about what she's reading. She looks surprised. You can make any kind of expression you want. Our kitty cat is black, but I don't really want to take the time to color her in right now because I don't think you want to watch me do that. But I'm making black around the edges, and maybe I'll go back later and fill it all in because it's nice to have lots of dark and then lots of white and different textures, different things going on that make your pictures look really interesting. I'm going to outline the book. Again, I'm not really getting it on the lines, but I'm not worried. I'm going to do it my own way. That's the front part of the book. Here's the spine of the book. Here we go with the back cover. Here's her other paw holding on to it. I think this book needs pages. You know, I should probably use that skinny pen for the pages, but once I'm going here, I'm not going to stop. So there's the pages. Kitty is reading the book. I think her whiskers, maybe I'm going to make that wiggly whiskers because she's so surprised. Her whiskers got wiggly. You can change a lot of things in your picture just by using different kinds of lines. And that's where her body goes down. We're not seeing the bottom because it's kind of a close-up picture, isn't it? And her ear is sticking out over the edge of the panel just because that's the way it turned out. And you know what? That's just okay. So, it's kind of how she looks. Kind of cute already. I think it'll be even neater when she's got some color on there. I'm going to erase using my eraser. Make sure it's dry first. Yeah, these pens dry pretty quickly. Wouldn't want to smear it. Seems pretty dry. I'm going to erase all those extra lines. Whoops, that's the part I was trying not to do. That's why it's good to hold it with your hand when you're erasing and keep it under that clip on our drawing board. Hold it down so it doesn't crinkle up. Get rid of all that leftover stuff from the pencil and the eraser. Up in there. Okay. Now, I'm just going to use a little bit of color. I'll fill this whole thing in eventually because the more filled in your drawing is, I think it looks really cool. If you look at graphic novels, most of the pictures are filled in. The whole background is filled in, and the people and everything has a color or a texture, something going on to make it look really interesting. Check out that point on that pen. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to use it. It's almost like a brush, like a paintbrush. I'm making the background blue just because why not? And see how it starts to really make the drawing pop out when the background is blue? There's so many ways you can go about doing this. I could take the same picture add different colors in different places, it would look like a completely different picture. And that's the fun about making art and comic art too. If you ever want to come in and make some photocopies, some Xerox of your project and try it with different things, just let me know. Come on by at the library and we can work on it. So, if this looks like fun to you, and it is fun to me, come on by Port Orford Public Library and you can make your own comics, graphic novels, drawings of any kind using our Comic Creator MakerBox Kit. Hope you can come in soon. See you then. Bye.